Good morning. This is Margaret Fetty at the University of Sewing and the Tailored Fit, and we are here at Facebook Live. So it has been quite a week. I feel like today is Saturday and it's only Friday, so it's been quite a week. We just got back from visiting the Columbus Quilt Guild. They have a daytime group that meets in the First Baptist Church over there, and boy, did we have fun. I talked all about fixing sewing machines and maintaining them and the things that you run into, problems with your sewing machines, and we had a really good time. It seemed like the guild members really appreciate it. I had some longtime sewers say they learned things they didn't know, so that was really cool. I always love that sort of thing. But today we want to talk to you about sergers. And a lot of people ask me, what's the difference between an overlocker and what's a serger? They're the same thing. It's just different ways of saying the same tool. And in Europe, they use the word overlocker or overlock, and in the US, they tend to use the word serger. And so that's where the confusion, I think, lies. Everyone should own a serger. They are just such a useful tool in your sewing room. And I know you're saying to yourself, well, I mostly quilt. Well, that's okay. But there are some times when you're going to want to do projects that involve sergers, and you will really appreciate the speed, how easily they will work for you, and they're really, really a wonderful tool. Now, today we're standing in front of our Bernette B64. And for those of you who are a bit intimidated by all these different threads, and if you could thread a serger, maybe you've even tried to do it in the past, this machine takes all of the efforts out of the process of doing all this threading. It's an air threader, and I'm going to just open this up just a little bit so that you can see that it has a little button right here. And when you get ready to do the lower looper and the upper looper, all you do is put your threads right into these little holes, and then you press this button, and there you go. It shoots the threads through there, and it takes care of everything for you. In this machine, it has some really nice things in that right in the door cover, you can see how the machine is threaded, but this one's so simple. You're going to be using this in no time. It also has which needles you're supposed to use. It has a great little book that comes with it, and it's a Bernette. So if you want this machine and you're having problems getting it from your dealer somewhere else in the United States, I can send this to you. So we can ship it to you. I can sell it to you online. It's a really wonderful tool. You will love it. And I don't think we have done a video about using this machine precisely. So one of the things that I think that Dave and I are going to work on here in the next week or two is to go ahead and do a video and show you all about using this in the basic stitching with it. It's very reasonably priced. You can't do better than a Brunette at this price level. It's just going to make all of your finishing of all your seams just look amazing.
Hey Margaret, do you think we can have a giveaway today for sharing? We've got 8 people already watching.
Oh my goodness.
We can put something together.
Well, we can put something together. And I think Denise is here, and maybe she can pull something for us that we can use as a giveaway. So we will go ahead and let her take care of that. Hopefully she's hearing me. So she's supposed to be watching. Hopefully that's going on. Well, so this is wonderful. And she just let me know she heard what I said. So she'll get something together. So again, the grand thing about this Bernette 64 is that everything's included. All of your tools are on board. You get your scrap catcher. You get everything. And it just occurred to me, maybe you guys don't know what a serger can do. So I'm going to show you at least 1 or 2 little samples of what a serger can do. So made this top. And so look at the finishes in the inside of the top and see the finish right here. That was all put in there with a serger. So it is really a good tool for a lot of different things. Of course, it's, you know, something we use for clothing, but think about this. Say you've got a quilt and you have finished everything to the edges, but you're going to be, you know, it's going to take you a little bit before you get to that binding part. Well, the really nice thing about a serger is you could take and use the serger to finish off the edges around the quilt, and then you can fold up your quilt and you can put it aside until you get that binding cut and you get around to doing your binding. Then you don't have to worry about anything fraying. You don't have to worry about any of the issues that sometimes happen when we store something and don't get right back to it. It's really nice. The other thing that is really cool about sergers is that if you're doing something like a Christmas tree skirt and you want to finish off the edges, look at this. I'm gonna move our wonderful, thank you very much. I'm going to move our wonderful, did you know we have University of Sewing t-shirts? We do. We have University of Sewing t-shirts. Okay, so this is a gorgeous Christmas tree skirt that Alice made for us, and she finished off the edges. This whole thing was done on a cover stitch serger combination machine, the L890, but what she did, you can do on a serger. That 64 I just showed you, it has a rolled edge, and look how beautiful that is. So you can make napkins with a rolled edge. You could go ahead and finish any garments you can do with the rolled edge. You can also go ahead and do some little home decoration projects. This is going to make your sewing go to a completely different level. And because the machine works so fast, instead of you sitting there and you're like, okay, I've got to finish the edges of this project and I'm going to go and I've got to do a little zigzag stitch, or you use a triple stitch zigzag, you know, those things take so long. This will speed up the process immensely. So, and did you see we have a beautiful horn table with this serger? It's very cute. The horn tables are set up actually for our L8 series, either the serger, the 850s or the 860s that are coming in, and they are also for our L890s. Did I tell you about the event? I don't think I told you about the event yet. So, on September the 9th, we are doing a wonderful event. We are going to have Venitta McCall here. She is going to be doing our Bernina Overlocker launch party. We have got a whole bunch of sergers right now. We've got our L890s, we have our L850s, and hopefully by then we'll have the 860 also. We are going to do a day filled with learning how to use these machines and getting the very most out of them. And those of you who've already bought one of these from me, you call us and we're going to put you in that class. You don't have to do anything except for bring your machine and bring yourself. So we have got lunch being, that the cost of this event is only $99. When I was, we offered this up to the folks over in Columbus. Hopefully we'll get some takers over there. We are going to be having, you get lunch with that. You get a fabric kit with that, and you're going to get some threads with that. And you can sit down and sew at these machines and try them out and see what you think. It's going to be a wonderful day. All right, let's talk about, there's some other Bernettes. If that seemed a little pricey for you and you're just getting into this, we have this adorable little Brunette 44. Again, all the tools are on board. It's very reasonably priced. And it has this wonderful, I mean, the quality of the stitch on this one is so nice. It does this beautiful stitching. So you're going to get a nice machine, all the tools you need. Again, it comes with a good little instruction booklet. And again, we can ship these anywhere. So you can buy that online and we can ship them. Then as a separate unit, we have a Bernette cover stitch machine. Again, we've got it for a really great price. Now this one, if you're not familiar with cover stitching machines, if you've got a t-shirt on right now, take a look at the hem. And the hem was done with cover stitch. So again, tools are on board. You've got a diagram for your threading. This one is actually pretty easy to use. And we also have books. We have some really good books about cover stitching and serging. And I'm trying to think. One of them's called Serging Essentials, and that one's going to have a lot of good information. So if you're kind of new, that is a really good one. We've also got the Big Book of Serging, which will help explain a lot of things to do on those also. And Denise, I saw you. Which other? Oh, the Big Book of Serging. Here we go. And that's Serger Essentials. But what's the new one we got? Is Serging Essentials the ones we just got? No, there's another one. There's one right there on the turnstile over there. So we've got Pamela Leggett's. This one's really nice because it comes with a DVD. So that is really sweet. And so that means you can actually watch videos of what she's doing. I love Pamela Leggett's work. She does a really good job. So that is a really nice book. The Serger book's a really good one. Then we've got the Serging Essentials, and there should be one up. That's who I was looking for. This is Gail Yellen, and she has started doing some work with Bernina. And so this book actually focuses on Bernina Sergers and cover stitch machines. She is brilliant. I really like her stuff.
By the way, Mary Miller shared.
Oh, thanks, Mary. Oh, you know what? Actually, Denise did give me a thing to give for our giveaway, and oh, here it is. I have a giveaway. So those of you who like to do wool applique, which can be done by machine or it can be done by hand, and here is a really cute little zippered bag. It is from Sue Spargo. Sue Spargo always does really beautiful work. This bag finishes up at 10 inches by 7 inches. Wouldn't that make a wonderful present to someone, especially if you love them? So we have that, and that's going to be our giveaway today. All right, so now we're going to switch focus to our Bernina Sergers. And when you start in the Bernina Serger line, the beginning of the Bernina Sergers is this lovely L450. Again, they come with all the tools on board. So this is really nice. It comes with a great diagram of where everything goes, including where to oil the machine. And what's really nice about these, again, you get a great booklet. You get everything you need to start sewing almost immediately. The only thing you usually need to get once you get one of these machines is going to be the thread. We carry Maxi Lock here, and we also carry Aerolock. Both really nice threads to use on your sergers. Now, please be aware that you don't want to use serger thread to do construction on your regular sewing machine. Serger thread is a lot thinner, and the idea of serger thread is you're supposed to use multiple spools of it to be able to create that finished edge that I showed you earlier. So if what you're trying to do is sew a garment together, don't ever use serger thread because it'll break apart. Funny story, I had a young lady who worked for me. This was 20 years ago now, and I still see her in town from time to time. She's a very sweet young lady, and she was just learning how to sew, and we were, just starting as my own business with alterations and tailoring, and she was helping me put together a pair of trousers for my ex-husband. And so what she did was we had that thread on the serger, and we had finished the edges on all the pants that we were making for him. And then what she did was she put together one of the pair of pants as with that serger thread because the color matched perfectly. Well, as soon as he tried them on and he sat down, all the seams popped. It was just dreadful. So don't do that. You will not want to have that happen. So you want to make sure that you have everything taken care of with your, it was just such a funny thing. So what can I?
We've had a question.
Margaret.
Oh,
what's up?
The question is, the Overlocker event, do they need to own a serger? Do
No.
they need to be familiar with a serger?
No.
Awesome.
No. You can be a complete beginner. You do not have to know a single thing about sergers or overlockers or whatever you want to call them. You don't have to know anything about cover stitch machines. We are going to show you everything that day. Please, if you're not familiar with them, we especially want you to come because we just have so many wonderful things to share. I'm just really excited about it. So, Bernina starts off with the L450, then we go to the 460. Well, what's the difference between the 450 and the 460?
Margaret,
what?
On the dolls and the little girl's dress, was the serger used for that at all?
It was. So on this dress, all of the inside finishes were done with the serger. I don't know if that's going to show up real well.
Is.
Hopefully, wonderful. Okay, so all the edges on this were finished off with a serger. On this little dress, the entire thing was done on an L890. Everything. It's got a beautiful rolled hem up here. It's got elastic that was used in the lower looper to create this smocked looking top of it. And at the bottom, and of course on the inside edges, all of it was done with the serger and the rolled hem. So it is possible to make an entire garment from beginning to end with just using a serger. I actually love to give the gift of making like tablecloths and napkins. I don't like using paper napkins. It's kind of one of my things to for the environment. I think it makes far more sense. We do laundry all the time. So at our household, we always use cloth napkins. Well, here we have this beautiful Andover fabric, which this one is made out of the Andover fabric. And we have these gorgeous woven fabrics that when you wash them up, they feel really good. And what I did last Christmas is I went ahead and made napkins and a tablecloth for my daughter-in-law and my son. And the nice thing about that is you use them at one meal and you just put them in the laundry with everything else and you're set and ready to go. And you're not buying a ton of napkins and you're not buying a ton of paper towels. And it just seems to me like that makes a ton of sense. It saves you money and they're beautiful. So it always makes your table look so much better. So this one is this is a AC motor in this 450. What does that mean? Well, an AC motor is what kind of current, Dave, is that? The alternating current? Alternating current. I got it. I remember. The L460 is actually a DC motor. And what that means is that when you press on the foot control on the 460, it will stop you can do like one stitch at a time. On the AC motor one, it's a little bit harder. It has to go through a cycle, and so it doesn't stop as immediately. The other thing that this one comes with that the 450 doesn't come with is it has a knee lift. So you can lift up the presser foot here, and you can just do that with the touch of a knee lift right here, just like you're used to on your regular Bernina sewing machines. This also, I feel like it has maybe one or two other things I'm not remembering, but it does come with all the tools on board, and we will look and make sure we know what all the other differences are if you want to ask about that. But I like this machine. It feels really solid when you sew on it, and if you're comfortable with sergers and you're just needing to replace one in your life right now, and you don't want an air threader, this is an absolutely wonderful machine. I really, really like that. So we're going to walk around here.
On our way there,
look at all
rayons, do you use those for your serger?
I do.
Is that one reason why you carry them?
It is one of the reasons why I carry them. Well, I'm wearing a rayon top right now, and everything that was done inside this top, there's my serging stitching. I did serging on the bottom hem, and then we did I think that this hem actually is top stitched. So, but it just made it so much easier once that's finished. You know, whenever you're working with things like rayon, linen, somewhat loosely woven fabric. If you can serge it, it stops all that shredding and all the extra threads going all over the place. It's just really nice. And the Bernina and the Bernette Sergers all take home sewing machine needles. So you're not going to need something different. So that's really nice. So we're going to walk around over here, and we've got a really cute little t-shirt. This one I made up, and again, just did everything on the serger. So it's really cute, very easy to finish off. I love this because this I put together in like an hour and a half. It was really easy. Okay, so we've been talking about that event with the Overlockers that Venitta McCall, the Bernina educator, is going to be coming. So she's going to come in here, and one of the things we're going to talk about is the L850. Now the L850 is actually a really wonderful serger or overlocker. Again, those two words can be used interchangeably. And the really nice thing about this particular piece right here, by the way, these are on sale right now, and you will get a trolley bag with this, and you will also get the big book of serging if you wanted to buy this right now. So all your tools are on board, and you've got everything set up right in here to do the air threading. And so this one, you aren't going to have to figure out how to thread the lower or the upper looper. It's just done by air threading. So it's really nice. It has controls for your differential feed and your stitch length. What is differential feed? Well, sometimes when we sew things on sergers, sometimes they'll get ripply looking. Well, the differential feed, you can adjust that and it'll stop that from happening. Because whenever you're doing stuff with a knit fabric, you can sometimes make it stretch more than you want to. So this machine has the ability, and actually all of our sergers have the ability to adjust that. The additional thing that this machine also has, though, is it has the pressure foot presser gauge right up here on the top, so you can just adjust this very easily. And with the number bigger, it presses harder. With the number smaller, it presses less hard on it. So, and look how nice this goes into this cabinet. These cabinets are just amazing. All of the Bernina Sergers, except for the 450, all have the knee lift, so you can adjust that. They also have what's called a micro tension control. And what that does is if the loops are coming off of your fabric, I showed you on all of these things how we have loops that go around the edges. Well, the nice thing about the Bernina Sergers, and I've not really seen this on too many other brands, what happens is they have this really fine control that you can make sure that those loops stay right up against the fabric. So if it's getting it too tight or it's getting it too loose, you can control that. Okay, so
Hey,
let's...
Margaret, speaking of cabinets, what did you do yesterday?
We moved a cabinet. Is Brenda watching us by any chance? I don't see. Well, if Brenda's watching us, hello, Brenda Carter. We delivered a cabinet to her yesterday for her 740.
Where was that at?
Oh, it was all the way to Seymour. So we had quite the adventure yesterday. If any of the Columbus folks are watching us, hello, and I hope you're doing well today. And for those of you who are on the West Coast, apparently we have a little contingent of West Coast watchers, so really happy to see you. I forgot to tell you on both the L850 and the L890, look what you can do. Look at this. I can move my foot out of the way. Look at that. I can move my foot out of the way. Isn't that amazing? It's really cool. On the L890, one of the things I absolutely love about the L890 is that it has this computer screen. Now, it's really funny. They have what's called the expert mode, which I never use, and they have the guided mode, which I use all the time. And I love this because what I can do with this is I can go to the main computer screen and I can tell it, well, I want to do overlocker, or I want to do cover stitch, or I want to do a combination of them. And it shows me a picture of exactly what these things look like. So, and I can change it to color so that I can see the stitch and whatever it is. So this is really interesting because sometimes I don't remember what the stitches are called. And this has it right on the front here so that I can figure out what is it that I'm looking for. So we can go in here and we can look at all the different ones, and it shows you what it looks like on the front and on the back. It's very exciting. This is probably right now is probably my favorite machine, although we haven't got the crystal editions yet, so that might change. So we've got new stuff.
Are you taking any special orders on things?
We are taking special orders and giving you special prices for anyone who wants any of the new machines coming up from Bernina. I've been sending out some emails. If you haven't been getting my emails, let me know because I want to make sure you get them. But it is listing all the different Bernina new products. I've had those going out for a while. If you want to have any of these new products that are coming out, there's an L860, which has got a computer screen for the 850. It just has upgraded it. And then they've got two Crystal Edition, an 880 or a 790. They come with like everything in the world. You get your luggage with it, you get your embroidery units, you get a beautiful machine with Swarovski crystals on it. Oh my God, they're so pretty. So if you're thinking that you would like any of those things, if you're thinking that you want to hear a little bit more about them, now is a good time to pre-order them, because if you pre-order them, you will get a discount on that price. I can't talk about it actually on social media, but what I can do is talk to you about it on the phone. So if you're thinking that you might want to get a 790 or an 880, this might be a really nice time to do it. So we have got all these different things, but I can't emphasize enough, come to our event on September the 9th. All day long, we're going to feed you. There's going to be door prizes. There's going to be all kinds of things to do. If you have any problems ever with our website, don't hesitate to call us. We know sometimes technology can be a challenge. I'm the queen of challenges with technology. So we don't want you to be struggling with that. We don't want you to get frustrated. All you have to do is call us. Our phone number is 812-323-2665. Our website is universityofsewing.com. We've tried to make all of this really easy for you, but we also know that sometimes, like I said, sometimes technology can challenge us. Sometimes you think of a question that I didn't think of. And so if you've got questions about any of these machines, if you want to come in for a demo, guess what? We'll do a demo for you anytime you want. Everyone in the shop sews. We all know how to take care of you when you come in. My employees are just absolutely as sweet as can be. You will love them. We really want you to come by and see us. But for those of you who aren't in town, you can always shop online. Like I said, the Bernettes are always available to be shipped anywhere we want in the country. We've actually even shipped a Bernette to Puerto Rico. So we can handle sending you stuff if you want. And any of our fabrics, again, those Andovers are really wonderful to use with the serger to make beautiful napkins and tablecloths. They also make really pretty clothes, along with making gorgeous quilts. So there's all kind. Oh, I know what I forgot to tell you. Dave interrupted me earlier, and it's okay. I'm not mad at him. I'm just saying he interrupted me, and he stopped my train of thought. One of the things that I hear every single year, especially I would say from probably March on, is I have a lot of customers who say, I want to make a t-shirt quilt for one of my family members. And usually it's a son or a daughter graduating, or maybe it's a granddaughter or grandson graduating from high school. And so what they're saying is that they've got all these t-shirts from events they participated in. Maybe they're in athletics, and so they have all these wonderful you know, things that they participated in, and they want to take those t-shirts and they want to make a quilt. Well, guess what's going to do that beautifully? You take those knit pieces, and where it's really kind of cumbersome to do on a regular sewing machine, if you have a serger, you can make all those t-shirt quilts in no time at all, and they're really simple. And the nice thing about them is because you're using a serger instead of your sewing machine, you don't need the addition of fusible stabilizer on the back of all the t-shirts. You don't need to worry about that. You can just sew it, and it keeps it soft. I'm really excited about this. I think what we're going to do is maybe do a small little project and show you some of that, how it would work. This is just one more thing that makes these machines so nice and so useful. So if there's any questions that I can do for you, I don't even think I told Dave or Denise yet. We had a lovely person send me an email the other day, and they were talking about how I showed how to use this wonderful cover stitch serger combination machine. And she was really, really happy because she had just bought one in her area and she didn't feel like she got enough information. Well, we're going to be doing more and more videos about these machines. And so even after you purchase it, you're not going to be stuck not knowing what to do with it. We're going to be doing classes, and we're going to be doing some virtual things for you. So we're here to help you sew and do wonderful projects, and we're really thrilled to have you today. Thank you for everybody who shared. And don't forget, even if you're watching this later, you can go ahead and share it, and we wait until the end of the day, and then we'll notify you. But make sure when you share, you tell us, because Facebook, privacy issues, types of things, we don't see who actually shared. We know people shared, but we don't know who shared. So you have to tell us in the comments, and we will go ahead and message the winner. Have a wonderful day, everybody. We are looking forward to seeing you, and tomorrow we'll be back at Facebook Live again, and I've got some really fun things for tomorrow. We've gotten in some gorgeous new fabrics, and maybe if you watch tomorrow, I'll actually even do some sewing on one of these wonderful sergers and show you some of the really fun tricks that we can do with it. You have a great day, and we'll see you soon.